Welcome back to Nighthawk Gaming, and today, hot off the heels of the announcement that Red Dead Redemption 2 would be coming to, well, not a remake, not a remaster, but simply a port, from what we can see, across to the Nintendo Switch and the PlayStation 4, not even the PlayStation 5, and then asking a hefty $50 US price tag for the joy of being able to play it on a last gen console. And well, it remains to be seen how it will play on the Nintendo Switch. And it does have the DLC, the Undead Nightmare DLC attached to it, and looks at this stage to be coming out on October 13 this year. But for those that do have an Xbox Series X console, you can play Red Dead Redemption via the backwards compatibility and the smart delivery feature. So what we've got here, we have got the disc-based version from the Xbox 360 of Red Dead Redemption. We've got it installed onto an Xbox Series X console. Now, while the frame rate doesn't increase, it's still at 30 frames per second. It does come with 4K visuals, so you can try and get a reduced priced version on the Xbox 360, throw it into the Xbox Series X console, or you can pay the hefty $50 US price tag for what is essentially just the same game, and throwing it onto last gen console, and a console that by all reports will be outdated by sometime around this time next year. But let's jump into it. So I've loaded up. We've just started off, and you can see the visuals there certainly looking a lot better than what they would have on the Xbox 360 as we jump into it and do a bit of a let's play, see how it holds up in comparison. And the reality is the remake we're going to be getting is, and I shouldn't say remake, the port that we are going to be getting on those other consoles is in essence this game. And for those unaware, Red Dead Redemption released in 2010 onto what was the PS3, Xbox 360 generation, and the sequel follow-up in 2018, Red Dead Redemption 2. So we're looking at, in effect, a 13-year-old game, and often going back and playing a couple of generation-old games is a bit of a struggle. Graphically, sometimes they don't hold up, and even gameplay-wise with the control settings, etc., sometimes they don't hold up. But we'll see how we go with this one. We'll give it a bit of a play through the opening sequence and see how it holds up. And you can see there, it's not, certainly doesn't have the graphical style of the 2018 Red Dead 2, but it still holds up fairly well, in my opinion, with that 4K visuals. Now, obviously, that's upscaling. It's not an 84K that you're going to be able to play it on. It is going to be upscaling, but it still looks pretty good. And we'll see how we go with the loading times as well once we get to those, because the loading times on the original were a bit slower at times depending on where you're coming and going to. So hopefully with the power of the Series X, it does increase the loading times as well. So if you're getting that out of this for, essentially you can pick that up for a couple of dollars. I think, Australian dollars where I've picked it up is under 10, and I wouldn't be surprised if you can get it for 5 to 10 in most places around the world. But I'd suggest you getting quick on it, because much like the Call of Duty games, when the Activision deal went through, in essence through the FTC in America, the price of some of the old Call of Duty games actually has shot through the roof a little bit. and I'll probably be expecting the same here. If you were given the option of spending $5 to $10 for the Xbox 360 version, or 50 smackers for the I can't even say current gen, it's last gen, which is ridiculous. I would have thought at at the minimum put it out on the PS5. Now, obviously, you can play it on the PS5 with the backwards compatibility on the PS4, but nevertheless, yeah, we'll see where we go, because it was always one of the things. It's not, even with the Red Dead 2 in 2018, so 8 years after the first one, the control scheme wasn't, extremely tight. So going back to a somewhat older game, I don't think it's going to be too much of an impact, to be honest.
You must be John Marston. Sometimes. I'm Kate. Your friend from Blackwater hired me to guide you. They ain't my friends. But pleased to meet you, Jake. I got the horses saddled up and ready out front.
You can see even back in the background of the vistas, it does look pretty good.
All right, Mr. Marston, when you get. Take it slow on the way out of town. No need to pick up a lot of dough. Got a problem with that?
What are we doing? Why are you hitching your horse?
Are you planning on spending any time in Armadillo, Mr. Marston?
I doubt it. I ain't planning on staying very long.
Well, if you're fixing for some female company, you can do a lot worse than Armadillo. Fine, clean gravy they are. Not like city plans. Dang, those girls ain't even fit for a drinking man to hold up with.
I'm a married man, I'm afraid.
Ain't we all? Yeah. Oh, it was the marshal who hired me. Lee Johnson. Do you know him?
I think I heard his name.
Says he got a telegram from some Blackwater big bucks asking for a guy. I guess it's none of my business.
That's right.
You ain't very talkative, are you?
Nope.
I'm just chewing the dog, mister. That's how I am. I don't mean nothing by it.
Trust me. There's things you better off not knowing.
You don't look much like no Blackwater fella.
That's because I ain't.
If I'm being honest, I don't care much for those highfalutin big city types. Not much at all.
Blackwater ain't much of a city. More of a town with delusions. But, no, me neither.
Deal. A fella told me he was out in Blackwater a few months back and stole one of them newfangled carriages without horses.
Is that so?
And you wind him up like a trot. Damnedest thing ye ever saw without the aid of liquor.
And the other thing, which I didn't mention at the start, is Rockstar's not even doing the port across. It's A studio I haven't heard of before, Double 11. I think they've done a couple of other things, but after the issues with Grove Street doing the Grand Theft Auto trilogy, sort of, I think it was about 12 months ago, and the issues that they had with that, I would have thought that any remake, port, transition, whatever you want to do, would have been handled in-house by Rockstar, but you'd be thinking that they're liking what they're seeing at the moment because the backlash out of the Grand Theft Auto trilogy
What a waste of good meat. Not far now, Mr. Marston. The port's just over this hill.
was pretty big initially on.
Listen, mister. This here's what's left of Fort Mercer. Some gang rode in and took the place over.
So I understand.
This is where we part ways, friend. You have yourself a good time.
Bill, I've come for you. Bill Williamson. Come out here right now.
Go away now, John. Don't make me kill you.
Nobody needs to kill anyone, Bill.
You must think I was born yesterday. You always did think I was an idiot.
That ain't fair, Bill. You were as my brother. Come to try to save you.
Oh. Do I look like I need saving?
Bill, please. They want to kill us all. I can help you.
You never tried to save me before. You only seem to save yourself.
Bill, I implore you, think about this.
You implore me? You implore me. You always were one for fancy words. Well, things are different now, John. Now I'm in charge. No more Dutch. And no more you. I implores you to go back and tell them to send someone just a little bit more impressive next time.
Well,
Porky.
So an easy achievement there for us. let's skip our way through that and get to a bit of the gameplay.
Mr. Marston, back in the land of the living, I see.
Figured it's about time I started paying back that $15.
I sure can use an extra pair of hands around here. Let's see if we can get you back in the saddle.
I mean, the controls are what they are for a third-person game. It doesn't handle too badly.
There's
Like,
your foreman's office. It's also where we lock up good-for-nothing outlaws such as yourself.
I'm happy enough
so we'll get a bit of the gunplay hopefully shortly, and then see how that plays.
You won't fight. Come on, time for you to see what a real ranch looks like. To your right is the general store. You won't find Parisian high fashion, but it's good for the essentials.
very convenient. I don't think I've ever seen a ranch with its own store before.
Yeah! And here's the corral. This one's for the horses. What do you think?
I'm no expert, but it certainly looks like a fine corral.
I suspect you've stolen more horses than you've broken.
Now, where'd you get such an idea?
First impressions were hard to erase. That's the train station. Things sure have changed since the line finally got finished, bringing in all sorts of new folk like yourself.
Is that such a bad thing?
Change is only good when it makes things better. That barn over there, Paul built it himself when I was just a little girl.
Hey,
Come on, boys. And here we are, back at the house. Let's stop for a while before we head out on patrol.
you get no complaint from me, Mrs. Farland.
Well, it's me controlling the horses, not the controls there. He still does run like he's got a bit of a stick up his backside though, old Johnny Marston. Alright, we'll skip through this sort of little cutscene again.
This is a dangerous time of night for us.
If memory serves, I reckon we'll be hunting some wolves. Hunting them there wolves.
Right, follow me. Keep your eyes peeled for anything suspicious. Thank you, Mr. Marston. I feel a lot happier someone's along with me.
I feel a lot happy now I got a rifle.
Well, with your trigger itch and my feminine intuition, we should make quite a team. I don't believe it. Those damn rabbits are back. Give me a hand with them, will you? Whoa!
I think I was a bit ahead of myself. I might be shooting rabbits first.
It's not the rustlers stealing our cattle, it's the rabbits stealing our crops.
It ain't never easy living off the land like this. Maybe you should move to a big city. Become a lady of leisure.
Yeah! Stand coyote to the back! Can't afford to lose any more livestock. Kill it, Mrs. Marston.
Alright, let's see if we can get the dead eye going. Oh, they ducked around in front of me. I don't know what Bonnie's doing. I don't know, she's taking an ear out.
Let's go.
You know, you can actually handle a rifle.
It's something I've had a little experience in.
Maybe Bill Williamson did get lucky after all.
Luck didn't really come into it, miss.
You're a useful man to have around the ranch, that's for sure. But don't think I've forgotten what brought you here. We'll do whatever we can to help you.
I sure appreciate that, Miss McFarland.
Here we are. Thank you for your help, Mr. Marston.
So there we go. That's a bit of a playthrough and seeing some of the graphical updates for the Series X, playing with the Red Dead Redemption 13-year-old game, 13.5-year-old game. And again, I'll reiterate what I said at the start. I'm not quite sure why you'd be paying 50 smackers for what is essentially what we've just played there. I think it's an absolute cash grab, and from what I've seen, the initial reactions anyway, from many online, is one of a fair bit of disappointment, to be fair, that we haven't gotten a proper remake that many fans were expecting. You know, I suppose it's one of those things, because at the end of the day, we didn't get a remake of the GTA trilogy. The first ones with GTA 3, Vice City and San Andreas, and it looks at this stage that we're not getting a proper update or remake, remaster, whatever you want to have, of Red Dead Redemption, the original game. So that'll do it for us. If you're new to the channel, make sure that you like and subscribe. It certainly does help us out in our infancy, and check out the channel for some more playthrough videos and some humorous shorts that we capture as well while we're playing games. But for now, that'll be it for this one, and thanks for watching.